In today's video, we're going to be running through my team selection ahead of game week 33, and we're going to be taking a look at the best captaincy options for this game week. I thought we would start off today's video taking a look at the fixtures that have now been confirmed for double game week 37. As you can see, these are the teams that will be doubling that week: Chelsea, Tottenham, Manchester City, Brighton, Newcastle and Manchester United. So if you are on the chip strategy like myself, where you're free hitting in 34 and looking for a bench boost in 37, it's definitely worth noting which teams we should now potentially be starting to look at going to invest in over the next few weeks. It is the likes of Chelsea and Tottenham with their double game weeks. City as well, positive fixtures leading up to the double. Newcastle especially as well, with Sheffield United in 35 and a double as well. And Manchester United, some pretty strong fixtures as well post game week 34 and a double. Interestingly as well, if you are on the 35 wildcard, we are going to be obviously looking at game week 37, trying to get as many bench boosters in there if you're on that side of the strategy. Obviously taking advantage of those double game weeks. So like I said, that has now been announced. Double game week 37 has been fully confirmed. These are the fixtures on screen. So, you can get your chip strategy in play. They are now available to view in the game as well. I know some people wait until they're in the game to view them, but they are now there, ready and available, so you can go and do your full planning and kind of build the best team possible for these double game weeks. Before we dive into my team for this game week, I thought we would reflect on what happened in game week 32. It was a little bit disappointing, 59 points in the end and a slight rank decrease. This kind of has been the pattern throughout the season. We have one good game week, I think we're back, and then we kind of have a little bit of a mediocre week and then a kind of few other mediocre weeks, kind of bouncing between rank at the moment around this 200 mark. I think with the chips left in play and some creative differentials and maybe going against the grain with some captaincy decisions, we could still break into that top 100k, but it is going to take quite a bit of work. It's going to take quite a bit of luck as well, and hopefully over the next few weeks we can get that. The star performers for me this week, I'd probably argue Salah. We got the captaincy decision right. That was a big decision that a lot of people were debating. A lot of quality captaincy choices for game week 32. We went with Salah. We did get the right captain. My transfers in for this week were Anthony Gordon and Ait-Nouri. Both of them nearly paid off. Ait-Nouri obviously got the assist. If he'd have lasted a few more minutes, would have got a clean sheet. We would have been in heaven, but it didn't quite work out in that way. And now he is potentially out and injured for game week 33. Obviously, the latest update from Gary O'Neill was that it was a precautionary injury for a calf injury. So hopefully, it's just one of them. It's going to bounce back. He should be hopefully available because he is playing out of position and is one of my top recommended transfers if he is fully fit and available, with the double coming up and then a strong fixture in 35 for Wolves as well. Anthony Gordon didn't pay off as well as I would have liked. He nearly got an assist. It was chalked out. I still hold to this statement. I think this is one of Anthony Gordon's best performances of the season. He was super unfortunate not to come away with a goal or at least an attack in return. I did take him out for Saka. Saka got the penalty, so it hasn't worked out in terms of points, but hopefully with the double game week and strong fixtures coming up for Newcastle, he hopefully should be able to go and pick up some points for us and get us back into that winning position. And wasting no more time, diving straight into our team, we're going to go with Petrovic in goal. Now, interestingly, Everton at home on paper, very good fixture for Chelsea, but they've not managed to keep a clean sheet at Stamford Bridge since the 16th of December, and that was against Sheffield United. And you would imagine a team like Chelsea should be able to keep clean sheets at home against a bottom side like Sheffield United. Everton aren't too potent in front of goal, so hopefully the decision to play Petrovic over Onana will be beneficial, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. Gusto is going to be our first defender in the side. Obviously, we're waiting for an update around his potential injury from Pochettino, why he missed out on the weekend. Obviously, if he does miss out, we do have Connor Bradley on there, but I think he is going to be the player that will make way this week. So I think, we might have to go and get a defender that has an okay-ish fixture this week. doubles in 35 or 37 if Gusto isn't fit and available, if we get that news from Pochettino. But hopefully the case is he is fully fit and available, ready for game week 33 and ready for the doubles after in game week 35 and game week 37. Very happy to be playing Gabriel as well. Aston Villa at home is, you know, a little bit of a difficult fixture for Arsenal considering their Champions League kind of blockbuster of a game against Bayern Munich, but they are one of the best defences in the Premier League this season for XG conceded and in terms of clean sheets as well. Gabriel does have that little bit of attacking threat, so very, very happy to have him. I'm very happy to hold him as well, even though Arsenal don't have any double game weeks. I think he's just a great value pickup as well with their clean sheet record, with their defensive record as well, and with the points that he has been scoring for me throughout the course of this season. 8 Nori, like we spoke about in the last section, Gary O'Neill were waiting for an update on his press conference, but he was substituted in the last game in the 55th minute due to a calf injury. It looks like it was just a precautionary substitution, so hopefully he is fully fit and available for game week 33 because he is one of the most exciting players in FPL at the moment, massively playing out of position. Wolves are playing this formation where they've got a striker and 2 cams, and interestingly, he's playing as one of those cams where he drifts from the left and the right and getting in plenty of attacking positions. Good underlying data to go with that, so I'm really, really hoping he is fully fit and available for this game week. Moving into our midfield, we're going to start off with Cole Palmer. Now, as we'll come on to see with predicted points in a little while, he is top of that metric as well. Good percentage for him to score a goal as well. My only concern is Everton are second for clean sheets. They're not down there for XG conceded. It could be a difficult task, but Cole Palmer, if anyone is going to score for Chelsea in this fixture, it will be him. Realistically, I don't think anyone else is going to brag the goals for Chelsea. All he has to do as well is potentially get a lucky penalty, and we might be quids in and getting some really, really good results with that one. Salah, now I am debating on Mo Salah potentially being my captain for this game week. Crystal Palace at home, I think, is a really, really good fixture. Obviously, Liverpool have European football, and he is yet to play in that game in the Europa League for Liverpool. So I am just going to, you know, err on the side of caution with this one. Hopefully, he makes it through that one fully fit and available. So, you know, but he is, you know, I looked at the data between him and Haaland. I compared it in the stats preview video. If you want to go and check that out, it is on the channel. It goes through all the stats, all the key data you need to know ahead of this game week. And he, interestingly, is beating Erling Haaland over the past 5 game weeks on every single metric available on Fantasy Football Fix. That's for shots, that's for XG, that's for XA, sorry, that's for chances created, shots in the box, everything. He is beating Erling Haaland, and with him playing a large proportion of the game in Madrid last night, I am considering potentially giving Salah the armband this game week. But we're going to have to come on and wait and see what happens with that one. Moving on to my next midfielder, it is going to be Anthony Gordon. I'm very happy to play him. Like I said, he was very impressive against Fulham. Newcastle on kind of a little bit of an upturn of form, an upswing if you like. Anthony Gordon as well has one of the best home records in the Premier League. 4-point scoring for goal picking up, assist, everything. He is leading the way on that one. Son, I think I'm very happy to play him as well. You know, Newcastle defensively, definitely leaving a few questions. They've got a few questionable defender picks as well to go for with their injuries as well. And with a player like Son, I don't think you could ever bench him with a fixture, to be honest. You know, he is their key creative outlet at Spurs and very much a player that will be playing in my team for this week. Moving on to our strikers. Now, interesting, we're going to start off with Dominic Solanke. Now, you might be thinking, he's got United at home. United are currently sat bottom for XG conceded over the past 5 game weeks. They've faced the 2nd or 3rd most shots over the Premier League season. Interestingly, Dominic Solanke has a 47% probability of scoring in this game week as well. All it takes is a penalty. Scored in the reverse earlier this season as well when Bournemouth did beat Manchester United, at Old Trafford as well. So a lot of things are kind of stacking up in Bournemouth's favour. Interestingly as well, they are 4th for XG created over the past 5 game weeks, so have been doing a incredibly well in terms of chance creation as well. So a lot going in the favour of Dominic Solanke to score against Manchester United. I'm not saying Bournemouth will win that game, but what I am saying is I am confident that Dominic Solanke should go and get a goal this game week, and that is why he is in the starting lineup over the likes of Garnacho. Moving on to our next striker, it is going to be Erling Haaland. Obviously had that very impressive FA Cup performance a few months ago against Luton, and I think that is probably going to be the driving factor behind most people giving him the armband this game week and why he is currently sat on the armband with me. Obviously, we should get early team news from the likes of FPL Tony. FPL Main Road should provide us with early team updates. I will be covering those in my deadline stream as well. So if you do want to come along to that and make sure that Haaland or the likes of Foden, KDB are playing, do come along, as we will be going through team news, any early team leaks we do get in that stream. And then finishing up is Alexander Isak. He's currently 4th, 4 points scored amongst all players over the past 5 game weeks, so he's in very fine form as well. I do expect him to go and score against Tottenham, and interestingly, in this reverse fixture last year where Tottenham were at home, he did manage to bag himself a brace in a 6-1 win over Spurs. You know, that game was absolutely chaotic, and Isak is in very good form. 4 goals over the past 5 game weeks. Like I said, fourth highest scoring player over that game period as well. So in very, very fine form. A quick run through of the bench. We've got Onana, we've got Garnacho. I'm a little bit hesitant. I might still play Garnacho over Dominic Solanke, but with all the data that I've kind of looked into, I do think it makes sense to play Dominic Solanke over Garnacho. Branthwaite's just there in case we need him, in case of Aït-Nouri. And then Bradley is the interesting one. Now, he is probably going to be my transfer out this week, and I think the transfer that we're going to make is for a Doji. I can't quite afford Pedporo. The reasoning behind this, obviously, we're playing the free hit next week, so it doesn't matter that Spurs blank for me. Then in game week 35, it means we have, you know, a hell of a lot of doublers for the Chelsea and Spurs double. Then they obviously double in 37 as well, giving me that extra 2 games from a defender. Now, Spurs defensively aren't the best team in the league. They don't keep a lot of clean sheets. It's very rare with the system and style that they play, so I'm not overly kind of confident in their ability to go and get a clean sheet, but I am very confident that Adoji could pick up some attacking returns along the way. That was my team lineup. Now let's go and take a look at the best captaincy options for this game week. And finishing up today's video, we are going to take a look at expected points, as I do feel this is a really good metric to be basing your captaincy decisions off for upcoming game weeks. As always, this is provided by DraftHound. If you want to go and check them out, there will be a link to their website in the description as always. Now, interestingly, I did mention this in the team selection, Palmer leading the way with 8.1 predicted points. Maybe we're all overlooking him because he has been in fine form. He is the highest scoring player over the past 5 game weeks, but I just personally feel like Everton will limit that Chelsea attacking lineup, you know, resulting in Palmer probably not doing as well as the likes of Erling Haaland and Mohamed Salah. Erling Haaland is very close. I imagine it is just down to expected minutes that he is a little bit lower than Cole Palmer for this game week. Now, obviously, with him playing a large portion of the game at the Bernabeu yesterday, that is why I imagine he is a little bit lower than Cole Palmer. But for me, the 2 that I think a lot of us should be focusing on is between Mohamed Salah and Erling Haaland. Now, I did this in the stats preview video that we put out, like I said, the other day, and this is the head-to-head comparison for these 2 players. And interestingly, Mohamed Salah is absolutely battering Haaland in every single metric over the past 5 game weeks. Expected goals, shots on target, shots in the box, everything. He is battering him. But as Jake pointed out in the preview stream earlier today, you know, Haaland is just that clinical beast. He's not getting as many opportunities, but still managing to match Salah for the goals. So I do think this is a really interesting comparison, and I think Salah is maybe a player we are potentially overlooking this week, as is Cole Palmer as well. But I do feel the majority of us will still be going with Erling Haaland with that FA Cup game in mind, and I do think he is still the best captaincy option this week. Luton are down there, they're 19th for XG conceded over the past 5 game weeks, so you would expect Erling Haaland to come away with an attacking return. But hopefully we should get some early team news. I think that will determine for a lot of people which way they are going to go with captaincy. If we find out Haaland's not playing, I'm going to make the switch to Mohamed Salah. I think he's the second best captaincy option this game week. Might see some reduced minutes due to Europa League football, but I still think he is the second best captaincy option for this game week. Let me know down in the comment section which way you're leaning with captaincy for this game week. If you've got any other questions as well about your team, do get them in the comments, as I will try to answer every single one. But thank you very much for watching today, ladies and gentlemen, and good luck this game week.